So in the last class, we have seen the RFQ, how to create the RFQ, and how to maintain the quotation, and how to reject the quotation, and how to do the price comparison, and how to transmit, print or transmit the letters like RFQ to the vendor, and also the rejection letter to the vendor. So now after RFQ or quotation, now we have find our vendor, right? So we have selected our vendor, and after that we will be going to create the purchase order, or we will be sending the purchase order to the vendor which we have decided, right? So now we will be looking into the purchase order. So for purchase order, first we need to see what are the IMG settings, or what are the configuration is required to create the purchase order, or before creating the purchase order. Then we will be going to the creation of purchase order. So for that one, we can go to, here you can go to SPRO. Here you can go to material management, purchasing, and from here you can go to purchase order. Okay. So in the purchase order, in the purchase order, you are having the same number ranges. You have to define the number ranges. It is similar to other document types. You can click on interval. You can add an interval. Okay. So we are going to take the existing, any existing series, we are going to take it. So we're not looking into it. But if required, you can create a number range interval. Okay. Now next one is your define screen layout at document level. So this is also same as other documents. So here you are doing the field selection for the purchasing document. Okay. Now here field selection are there for your transaction wise. Here you can have the T code. So ME21N is for creating purchase order, ME22N is for your change of purchase order, 23 is for display of purchase order, 24 is okay, only 3 is required. So for these 3 you can maintain the field selection also. So transaction wise also you can maintain some field selection. Let's say in ME21N, whatever fields you want to keep it as required or optional or display, you can put it likewise. So this is about your transaction wise. So we will go to here. This is the field selection for your document type. So as per document type, you can do the field selection also. So here we will select the NBF. This is the standard purchase order field selection. Okay. So here we can select this one, click on the details. Okay. So here you can see the each field selection groups are there, like we have seen in other documents, like in the PR document, in the RFQ document also we have seen this. So you can go to the field selection group, and inside the group you can see whatever things are there. If required, you can also do the changes. Let's say you want to say plant is a required entry, so you can change it. Let's say item category is a required entry, so you can do the changes. Okay. Let's say account assignment category will be a display. Okay. So these kind of things you can maintain. You can do it in the field selection. Now let's go back. So if required, you can also create a custom field selection. You can create a custom field selection also. Okay. So rather changing to the let's say standard field selection, you can create a new field selection group and you can do the changes. So let's say we are selecting this one, clicking on copy. Let's say we are taking RNBF. Okay. Purchase order. So Reliance purchase order, go to details. From here, go to basic data. Let's say we are doing the plant as a mandatory field. Okay. So plant we need to enter in the purchase order. So this is a mandatory field. Okay. So now just save this one. Let's go back, save it. Now just save it. So we have taken RNVF. Okay. Now let's go back. Now you can go to the document type, define document types. Okay. So number range has been defined. Screen layout or field selection has been defined. Now we can go to the document types. So these are the standard document types which are already created. Okay. This is for dummy system. So you can go to, there is a, so this one for standard purchase order, this document is the standard purchase order document. Okay. Now we can create a new document type for this one. Okay. So you can see there are multiple custom things we have already created. Okay. So you can also create a new. So just select this one, click on copy. So here you can say, let's say ZRNB. Okay. Standard PO, copy all entries. Okay. So just, so here the field selection is NBF. So we will be taking it as RNBF. Okay. So we are selecting as RNBF, which we have just now we have taken this. Okay. So now select this one, go to allowed item categories. Let's say you don't require some of the item categories, you can remove it. Let's say stock transfer. Okay. Let's say text also you are going to remove. Okay. Let's say limit also you are going to remove. Okay. So you can do this. So now select the standard document type and click on link purchase requisition. Okay. So here you can find if your, so here we have copied from the standard, that's why this ZRNB is coming. So we have created this for purchase requisition for Reliance, right? So you can take this as a, so this is already selected. If not, you have to link it over here. Okay. So you have to link it. So now let's go back, save it. Okay. So now let's go back. Okay. So now there is, next one is set tolerance limit for price variance. Okay. So click on this one. So this is basically how much price variance is okay for in the purchase. Okay, in the purchasing. Let's say you are having a material price. So how much price you can enter, like over and below, how much price you can enter in the purchase order. So if you require to understand the documentation for this one, you can just click on this documentation. Okay, wherever the documentation are there, you can just click on it and you can read what is the significance of this node, or what is that for that configuration, what is the documentation. Okay. So here you can see in this step you define the tolerance limit for price variance. When processing a purchase order, the system checks whether the effective price of a PO item shows variance compared to the valuation price stored in the material master. Okay. So it will check the price, whatever price you are maintaining in the purchase order, that should be in the limit of the whatever limit you are giving, in that limit only. Let's say, let's go inside it. Okay, let's go to our company code, that is RE01. For RE01 there is price variation is there. Okay, so just select this one, go to details. So here you can see for this one the tolerance limit is in percentage. It is saying that percentage lower limit is 20% and upper limit is, this is the upper limit is 10%. So no absolute is taken. So absolute means you have to like check it on the value basis. Okay. So this is called, this is maintained as value. So absolute means value. Let's say you are giving it as a 10 rupees. So you can make a variance as a, let's say 2 rupees is, like 2 rupees variance is there. Okay, but this is not good. Why? Because many of the because we are doing this on the basis of company code. So inside the company code there will be many materials, then will be many variances will be there. So absolute limit might not be good for all materials. So that's why we are taking it as a percentage basis. So in the percentage basis, whatever price you are taking, price will be, or variance will be calculated on the percentage basis. Okay, so here we are giving the variance. So as per this one, we can take the purchase order price also. Okay, so let's say the material price is 10 rupees. So in purchase order we can take up to 12 rupees, because 20%, sorry, up to let's say 8 rupees, because 20% is 2 rupees. So we can take 8 rupees as a lower. So minimum we can enter 8 rupees. Below than that, if we are entering in the purchase order, it will give you a error or warning message as per your system settings that the price is lower than the variance. Okay, and similarly with the upper limit, so here you can see the tolerance limit is 10%. So you can give in purchase order, maximum you can give 11 rupees in the purchase order. Okay, if the price is 10 rupees, maximum you can give it as 11 rupees, or let's say price is 100, you can maximum give it as 110. Above than that one, it will show you error or warning message. Okay, understood? Understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
just hold on a second. Okay, so now let's go back. So now next one is text for purchase order. So here you can maintain the text for the purchase order. So we have already seen the text for in the purchase requisition. Here also you can maintain some text for the purchase order. First one is define text type for header text. So here you can define the what are the text types are there for the header. Okay, so here you can see header text, header note, pricing type, deadlines, terms of delivery, shipping instruction, terms of payment, warranties, penalty of breach of contract, guarantee, contract rider, asset, contractual stipulations, delivery, vendor memo. Okay, so these are the header text. So these text will be coming inside your header. Okay, then there will be a item text will be there. So define the item text. So this is also, this text will be available in the item text. So item text, info record purchase order text, material purchase order text, delivery, info record note, shipping instruction, shipping notification. So these are the information will be available in the item level text. Okay, so now here you can maintain the copying rules also. Okay, how the header text will be copied. So these are the different header text, so where it will be copying from. Okay, so for the header text you can just select and go to test linkage. So here you can see the header text might be copied from the RFQ quotation or directly entered in the purchase order, or it can be taken from the contract. Okay, so these are the source object. If you are making anything as a fix, let's say if you are making contract as a fix, so the header text will be copied from the contract only. Okay, so similarly you can go to other text also and you can check what are the test linkages or what are the source objects are available. Okay, so this is the standard. Similarly for the item text also. Okay. Similarly for the item text also, you can go to item text, you can go to test linkages. So here the item text can be copied from either the source object is purchase order, directly you can enter it, or it can copy from contract, quotation, purchase requisition also. Okay, from purchase requisition also the item text can be copied. Let's say you are making this as a fix, So if anything is maintained in the purchase requisition, then it will be copying to the purchase order. From purchase requisition, it will copy to the purchase order. Okay. So this is all about our configuration of purchase order. Okay. So first thing,
Sir,
yes.
yesterday class we have seen PR also document type is NB and PO also NB.
Yeah, that
Is
is that is a standard document type. Okay.
okay, okay, sir.
We are defining it under different nodes. So for purchase order, we are having a document type. For purchase requisition, we are having a document type. The name is same. Okay, the name is same. That is standard for both of the things, but the it is different. Like we are going inside the purchase requisition to configure the purchase requisition document type. For purchase order, we are going to define the purchase order document type. The name is same for both purchase order and purchase requisition. The document type will be NB. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now this is all about your purchase order configuration. So you have to define the number ranges. You have to define the field selection on screen layout. You have to define the document type. You have to set a tolerance. You have to define some of the text if required. You have to maintain some of the text. Okay. So this is all about your purchase order configuration. Okay. So now let's say, let's see how we can create a purchase order. For that one, we can go to /n. So here we can go to logistics, material management, purchasing, purchase order. Okay. Can go to create when the vendor or supplying plant is known. Okay. So we can go to ME21N. Okay. So now here you can see there are three sections are there. First one is header section. Second one is your item section. Third one is your item details. Okay. So first we can go to the header. So here you can see there are multiple tabs are there. Delivery tab are there. Conditions tab, text tab, address, communication, partners, additional data, organizational data, and status. Here also you can find the document types. This is the standard PO. So here we are having where it is there. We have taken the Reliance, right? Have we not saved? Purchase order. Yes, okay. We have taken this as standard. Okay, so you have to name it so that you can see it properly. Okay, so now we can see. Okay. So you can go here and you can see standard, but still it is not coming. Okay, standard purchase order Reliance, it is coming. Okay, so now we can enter a purchasing organization, purchasing group, and company code. So here the purchasing organization and purchasing group, these are the mandatory fields. Okay, so here we can enter the vendor. Okay, so here either you can create the purchase order manually. Let's say we have to enter all of these documents or all of this data. Okay, so we have to enter all of this data and we can proceed further. You have to enter the vendor, you have to enter the purchasing organization, purchasing group, company code, material, quantity, and plant, and storage location. Everything you can enter, and you can create a purchase order manually. Or you can go to right hand side, and there is a purchase requisition field is there. So directly you can create with respect to purchase requisition. There is a outline agreement is also there. With respect to outline agreement also, you can create a purchase order. With respect to RFQ also, you can create a purchase order. Okay. So these are the document from which you can create a purchase order. So let's see here. We have created this purchase requisition, right? So copy this one and go here, just enter this one and click on enter. So it will take all the data from the purchase requisition. So here you can see it is taking all the data from the purchase requisition. Okay. Now if you go here, you can see the item number, material, text, quantity, net price. Okay. So here you can see the plant, material group, you can see the storage location. So everything is getting copied from the purchase requisition. Okay. So now it is asking to add some vendor over here. So let's say this one, just enter. Okay. So now you can see, so we can go to the header, and we have already entered this one. Okay. So now let's see what are the different kinds of tabs in header section. Okay. So here you can go to delivery invoice. So here you can see the payment terms are being copied. Payment terms and payment days are being copied. So this is getting copied from the vendor selection. From the vendor, whatever payment terms are there, it is copying to here. Okay. So I believe we have already seen, like in the vendor master, we are having two payment terms. One is in the purchasing data, one is in the accounting data, right? So this is getting copied from the purchasing data. So to purchase order, it will be copying the data which is available in the purchasing side. Okay. For the purchasing organization, whatever data is there, it will copy to here. Okay. So here currency also, it is getting copied from the vendor master. If any kind of Incoterms will be there maintained in the vendor master, it will also copy to here. Okay. Next, let's go to the conditions tab. So in the condition, you can see this is the header conditions. Okay. So next one is your text tab. So in the text, you can see this is the header text, header net, a note, pricing type, deadlines, terms of delivery. So these are the things we have already seen in the purchase order text. So you can, if you want to define something for it, you can also define for it. Okay. If you want to add some text, so you can add some text manually over here, or if you have defined some copying rules also, so it will be automatically copied from there. Okay. Next one is your address. So this is basically your vendor address. Okay. So we have not maintained anything. That's why it is not coming. You can go to address details. So here you can find main vendor Reliance 3. Okay. So you can see main vendor Reliance 3, and there is no address has been maintained. So whatever address you have maintained for this vendor, it will be coming to here. Okay. So this is important. Why? Because we need to send the purchase order to this vendor to this address. So this is important. So maintain this address properly in the real time system also. In the real system also, you will be finding a proper address. Next one is communication. So here, this is the salesperson telephone number. So you can get it on. Okay. So here these details also can be copied from the purchasing data of the vendor. So we have seen this data also there in the vendor master, right? Next one is your partners. So in the partner, if there is any kind of partner function have been maintained, so it will be copied to here. Okay. Next one is additional data. So there is, if there is any kind of validity or warranty kind of things are there, it can be copied to here. Okay. So next one is organizational data. So here we are already maintained the purchasing organization, purchasing group, and company code. Okay. So company code is not important while you are entering the plant. Basically it will take the company code, because the plant is assigned to the company code. It will directly take the company code, but purchasing organization and purchasing group you have to enter. Okay, because there might be different purchasing organization might be there, so you have to enter the specific purchasing group. Okay, sorry, purchasing organization and purchasing group. Okay, last one is the status tab. So in the status tab, you can see the status of the purchase order. So now you can see the order quantity is 100. Okay, because now we are going to create it, so it is showing as 100. So delivered quantity is 0, still to be delivered is 100, and invoicing quantity is 0. If there is any kind of down payments are there, it should be showing over here. Down payments are required or down payments are given. So these are basically the information. So once you are going to create any kind of goods receipt for that one, it can be showing the delivery quantity will be updating. Okay, and if you are going for invoicing, then the invoice quantity will be updating. Okay, let's say if you are going for one time invoicing or one time GR, or let's say you are doing the multiple time of GR, so you can have these things updated in the status. So once the let's say once the data is being updated, or the process is the next document has been created, so it will be updating the status of the purchase order. Okay, understood this header sections, header data, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this header data for purchase order will be saved in the table. Header data table is EKKO. Okay, you can find the header data, whatever header section we are filling the data, so that you can find it in the EKKO table. So anything in the header section, so all in this are header section, this vendor, this document type, document number, status, like delivery address or anything, any addresses are there, communications are there, so everything will be found in the EKKO table. Okay, now we have entered the item details. Now let's go to the means item information we have entered over here. Now let's go to the item details. Now here in the item details, first tab, so let's understand, this is only one line item we have entered. Let's say there are multiple line items, so you can select it from the drop down. Okay, so here 10 is there, so you can select 10, 20, 30, 40. Likewise, how many line items will be there, you can just have a selection from this drop down, you can select it. Okay, now the first tab is material data. So this is getting copied from the material master. So material group, if you have entered any kind of vendor material number, it will be copied from there. If any kind of vendor subrange is there, if any kind of batch is there, if any kind of EN or UPC have been maintained, any kind of vendor batch is maintained, so this kind of data will be taking from the material master. So here the info update is selected. So if you are selecting this info update, so and if you are changing the material price or something is changing, so it can be, let's say any kind of terms and conditions are changing, so it will be automatically updated to the info record. Okay, if you are selecting this info update, so this is how you can also create a info record automatically. Let's say there is no info record is there, you have selected the info update, so it will automatically create a info record for that one. Okay, next one is quantities tab. So in the quantities, you can see what is the PO quantity, what is the stock keeping unit. Okay, so net weight, gross weight, if you have maintained this in the material master, it will also copy to here. Next one is your delivery schedule. So it can show you what is the delivery date, when we can expect the delivery. So here you can get the data for that delivery date. Okay, so these are delivery schedules. Let's say if you are creating for any kind of scheduling agreement, so here you can maintain the scheduled item also, you can schedule quantity also, you can maintain for different dates also, you can maintain. Okay, next one is your delivery tab. So in the delivery, here you can find the under delivery tolerance and over delivery tolerance. Okay, so this is getting copied from the vendor master. Whatever delivery tolerance we have given over there, it is copied from there. Sorry, this is getting copied from the material master. Whatever delivery
Sir,
tolerance
it is
is.
like purchase value ki like this na sir.
Yes, yes, yes. From the purchasing value key, it is taking that. Okay. So basically, it is taking from there. Okay. So here you can find the under delivery tolerance, over delivery tolerance. If unlimited over delivery is there, shipping instruction, what will be the stock type, what will be the reminders. Okay. And what will be the planned delivery time. Okay. And what is the GR processing time. If anything is maintained, so it will be copying to here. And still you can edit it over here. Okay, incoterms also you can means this incoterms will be getting copied from the info record. So whatever incoterms we have maintained in the info record, it will be copying to here. Okay, then next one is remaining shelf life. This data also will be copied from the material master. And there is a delivery completion indicator is there. Let's say for any kind of purchase order, you don't require any further, that material is not required. Let's say you have given an order, you have received some quantity. Let's say you don't require further quantity for that purchase order. So you can select this delivery completion indicator and the purchase order will be marked as closed. Okay. So you are not supposed to, means there will be no material will be required, or system will not say that this purchase order is open or we are expecting any quantities. Okay, if you are selecting this delivery completion indicator, so this have to be selected manually. Okay, this will be not selected once the delivery is completed or fully items has been delivered. It will not be selected. It can be selected manually only if you want to close this purchase order. Okay, so next one is your invoice tab.
Sir, sir, we can close only the PO, not delete na sir.
No, we will not delete any kind of data or document. We will not delete. Okay, so these are everything will be audited. So it is not advised to like delete anything. Okay, we delete no data. We just keep it as closed. Okay, so either you can keep it as closed or you can select the line item. You can select the line item and you can delete it from here. But they this purchase order, you will be not deleting the purchase order, like purchase order number or anything you are not going to delete. Just select, mark the line item and click on delete, or you can lock it. Okay, you can block it for further from let's say for further procurement, but you will not delete the data. Okay, now this one is the invoice tab. If you are selecting this invoice receipt indicator over here, you can do the invoicing for this purchase order, or else the total quantity will be marked as a free quantity. So you will be not able to do the invoice receipt. Next one is final invoice. Similarly, if you are selecting the delivery completion indicator, you have to select the final invoice also. So the system will see that there will be no invoicing is also required for this purchase order. Next one is your GR based invoice verification. This is very important field. Okay, so GR based invoice verification is basically whenever, let's say you have given an order for 100 pieces. Okay, you have given an order for, here quantity is 100 pieces. Now in at the time of GR, your vendor has sent you only 90 pieces. Okay, and at the invoice, vendor has sent you invoices for 100 pieces. Okay, now if you are going for the invoice directly with respect to purchase order, if this indicator is not selected, so directly you can go for 100 pieces of invoice, which is a mistake, right? Because you have received only 90 pieces but you are going for invoice for 100 quantities. So to eliminate this situation, we are having a GR based invoice verification. So in this, what will happen? So your invoices will be booked as per the GR quantity. So let's say you are having a purchase order of 100, you are receiving 90 quantities. So when you are going to enter the invoices, if the invoice is for the 100 quantity, but it will propose you only for 90 quantity because you have received only 90 quantities. So this is also called a three-way check. Okay, so remember this thing, this is a three-way check. So in the three-way check, your invoice price will be compared with the PO price, and your invoice quantity will be compared with GR quantity. Okay, quantity will be verified with the GR, price will be verified with the PO. Okay, so that's why it is called a three-way check. If this is not selected, then the price will be the price will be compared, or price will be checked with respect to PO price, and the quantity also will be checked with the PO quantity only. Okay, if the GR based invoice verification is not selected. Okay, so that is called a two-way check. So it is better to have a three-way check for the for eliminating the error or mistakes. Okay, and this is also tax code is required. So if you want to give a tax code for this material, you can enter a tax code. So you have to create a tax code for that one. Okay, so we will